Hello guys and girls, welcome back to the Racing Line for another video here on the channel. That's right, it's circuit guide time again in the Toyota GR86, the brand new car on the game, which is free, and it's another free circuit here on week 2, season 1, 2023, and the date and time is set to the 1st of March 2023 at 12:35 in the afternoon to match the official race time sent out on the season PDF. Same format as before, breakdown lap followed by a full speed uninterrupted lap followed by an off-board lap, and as usual, this is filmed before the week has begun, so it's difficult to compare lap times. But let's see if we can help you guys find some time in this lovely D-Class fixed series using the baseline setup, of course, which is the one you are locked into. So let's get started with our breakdown lap. So coming down the main straight, you want to be on the left-hand side, ready for the kind of fast right-hander of turn 1, deceivingly so. And the braking zone is the third white square after the 100-meter board. So just after, or second if you count the one that's under it. Hard on the brakes, down to second gear. Careful of the rear end there, it gets extremely unstable. Get it turned in and then straight back up the gears. Over to the right hand side where the hut is. When you pass the hut, you're going to lift off in third and get straight back on that power. You can see we had to feather the throttle through there, which probably cost us a tenth or two just through that section. If you can get one smooth input, then you'll gain a little bit of time there. Next braking zone, nearly the 50-meter board, just ever so slightly before it. This is the first car I've actually managed to reach the 50-meter board in. Again, hard on the brakes, similar to turn 1, down to second gear. There's a little coasting phase there to carry the speed through, and then straight back on that power to climb up the hill. Holding it tight on the apex, climbing up the hill smoothly on the throttle, and then waiting for that blue light before you change gear, just there. And then you can go up the gears to try and maximize your speed down this straight. This is going to be your key overtaking zone on this circuit. There's going to be many ascend, I can see it. And the braking zone is in between the 100-meter board and the hut building on the left-hand side. Hard on the brakes from fourth down into first gear. We'll do this slightly slower again. There's going to be a little bit of a coasting phase to carry the speed through. Straight back on the throttle, up through the gears, up into second gear. Get straight over to the right-hand side as you approach the dirt patch on the right. Quick lift off, straight back on the power. Use all the track on the exit. Keep two wheels on the curb. And then the final bit of curb on the right. We're going to lift off again. No brakes through that section. Straight back on the second gear power. And then down this little straight. You can carry a lot of speed through those two corners, and it's great fun in this car. Next braking zone, this hairpin, this is annoying. The most annoying part of the circuit guide, just past the 50-meter board. Watch this. Hard on the brakes, down to first gear. We lose the rear end ever so slightly, and you look at the green lights on the dash right there as we put the power down. A split second of traction control, which costs 0.2 of a second. Up into second gear, and watch this. Same as before. Dab the brakes as we approach the curb. Down to first gear, get it turned in, got the steering angle in, straight back on the throttle. Full throttle, no traction control kicked in. Extremely annoying. The car does it sometimes and it loses heaps of time. I think it's when you lose the rear end. Final braking zone, end of the curb on the left-hand side. We're going to dab the brakes from third down into second. Now watch this. Dab the brakes, coast down to second, into the apex, and then accelerate out. Use all the curb on the exit. And then you're on the main straight, across the line for a 144.0. Now, that traction control thing, it's happened many a time on the Virginia lap and on this one. It's just something you've got to get used to with the car to try and not get it in. Let's go full speed uninterrupted. So third white square past the 100-meter board. Hard on the brakes, down to second, get to the apex, accelerate out. Full speed all the way out to the exit, up into third gear, get over to the right. When you pass the hut, lift off, start accelerating, hit the apex, and you should be able to go full throttle without feathering through there if you get the angle right, which I did not on this lap. Up into fourth. Keep it to the right-hand side, then back over to the left. Just follow the flow of the circuit. 50-meter board, ever so slightly before it. Hard on the brakes, down to second, coast in. Start accelerating as smooth as you can. You've started accelerating slightly before the apex, because the earlier you accelerate, the more speed you're going to get at the end of this straight to give yourself quite a simple overtaking opportunity, especially with slipstream. Of course, people might defend, but this will definitely be your key overtaking place, as turn 1 is not much of a send zone. Just in between the 100-meter board and the hut, hard on the brakes, down to first, coast in. Start accelerating from the apex point, up the hill, up into second, get over to the right-hand side. Look for the dirt on the right, lift off. Start accelerating before the apex, come right out to the edge. Wait for the last curb here, lift off. Start accelerating on the apex, come right out to the edge. Careful of the grass there, and then away you go. Now we're looking for the 50-meter board. Hard on the brakes just after it, down to second, down to first. Careful of the rear end, watch that traction. Look, it was so minimal. Up into second gear. As you approach the curb on the right, hold it tight again and then get straight back on that power up into second. Keep it to the left. Easy flat through this right-hander as you go up into third gear. Get right out to the left-hand side of the circuit as the curb ends. Dab the brakes, get it turned in, downshift, and then start getting on that power straight away. No smoothness about it. Straight on the power. Using the way this car is just insane with its weight transfer. And it makes it insanely fun. but it also makes it dangerous in racing situations, especially if contact is made. Look, you can see the weight transfer there on this offboard lap as the car gets chucked forward heavy on the brakes, and as you fly into, you can see in the thumbnail, as you fly into these corners, it lifts the front wheel off the ground. A great addition to the service, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this car as much as me. As usual, that is pretty much it from me. Don't forget to keep those comments coming in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If these guides are helping you, if you hit that like button, then it gets more people to see it, and that is I'll be extremely grateful for that, of course. Yeah, as usual, that's pretty much it from me. I'm going to leave you with this offboard lap. If I don't see you on track this week, then I'll see you next week for the next video here on the Racing Line. Peace!